Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my channel, Lunatic Plays. I'm the Lunatic who plays these games, this one, so the Skylines. We're back. Did you miss me? I missed you. Hi. We are back. Episode 5. My god. I feel like this series is coming together so quickly because I'm actually genuinely addicted to this town that we are building. It's just like, I love seeing my own progress. I feel like between Brightwater and Greenwood Glen, I've made such a monumental progress in the way that I was detailing, if I do say so myself, so very humbly. But yes, we're here and we are going to be continuing on our journey. So last episode we have created Greenwood Glen, and we've linked it up with like the bosses and everything. So it's doing its thing. In this episode we have high density residential demand. So I'm thinking social housing. I'm thinking Soviet era communist blocks to break the pattern of British imperialism in our build. So yes, we're moving from Western imperialism to Eastern imperialism. Why not? And for that we are gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. Yay! I'm also thinking low-key to like start thinking about trains. So I want to introduce trains. I want to introduce a train depot. The depot is probably gonna be all the way here where we have our industrial estate. I'm gonna add it to the campus. I know, like I said, I was gonna build a campus, but I'm just so worried about the money. Right now we're making money. Sometimes it drops, so I'm just like, I'm kind of like going slow with this industrial estate. I built like a basic layout. These two buildings are gonna be part of the same campus. It's gonna look glorious when I'm done with it. I'm just afraid to actually go in there and do the detailing because I know I'm gonna start using buildings that have like a massive upkeep cost. But also somewhere here we're gonna have our train depot. We will have to use the anarchy mod to kind of do a little bit of an outside connection for those trains, because we do have a pre-existing train network here and here, but I want this to be my downtown. I don't want my depot here. So yeah, I mean, this gives us a bit of an excuse to connect these two areas, but look, I always get lost when I'm building, so we might or might not put our trains in here today. I was thinking, how can we implement a train station to Brightwater, because it's pretty like densely built and the slope, it's a nightmare. So yeah, let's just buy it. Yes. And you know what? I'm gonna spend these points because I have enough points to spend on this. I'm gonna buy the water transport. Now, I'm not building a port yet, but I just want it for like sometimes like in between builds. I just like to try buildings on to see like how they fit, how they look, you know. So as I prepare myself for future development, I want to have that available. Here, the trains. Alright, we cannot. Okay, we have to have a rail yard before we place anything else, because that's the one thing exactly what I wanted to do. That's why I wanted to come in here, let you guys know that I want to invest in trains. Let's put it here. Keep the game paused because I want to see how a train station could fit into Brightwater. Do we have a UK? No, we don't. That's weird. Why don't we have a UK station? Medium, small elevated train station. Okay. It's above ground. I mean, perhaps. Like I was thinking, like if there was gonna be a train, it would probably be here, a train station. And actually the elevated one kind of works well because we can just put the tracks up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. The only thing is that it can clash with the bridge over here, so we'll have to figure out a solution for that. Another way we could make it work, because here this is a very small hill, so I was thinking to kind of cut across it. We could level some terrain and implement the train station over here. This is also an option, and make it like a little plaza, parking lots on the back, and then cut the road through the mountains over here, flatten the ground, connect to our estates that we're gonna be building in this episode. So yeah, that's where my head is at. And for Greenwood Glen, French train station. Well, what does it look like? Oh, it's so pretty. Historic Central Station. Yeah, that's not gonna be here though. Eastern European train station. That is beautiful. That is so gorgeous. I love it. That is so cool. Yes, I want something like that, but I think I want something smaller, so probably we're gonna go for the French one for Greenwood Glen. We'll keep the Eastern European one. Oof, could I put it here? If I flatten enough terrain, I could do it. And then I could have two tracks, one going off into the town, one going down that way. Yeah. I mean, it's possible. It can happen, right? Because I think we have to start planning for this early enough, because otherwise... What does this look like? Oh, that's cute as well. We have to start planning for it early enough, because otherwise we're just... we're not gonna have space for it, and then redevelopment is gonna be hard. Local train station. Yeah, that's cute. That's cute. It's small enough. This, the regular one. Elevated. Medium. That's actually perfect for like a small British town. Every Irish British town I've seen, like a small one that is not historically well developed, has a train station like this. So this actually could work really well. We could even pop it here. We can make it work. We can definitely make it work. Or we can pop it behind the Garda station, like the police station over here. Yeah. Okay, we have options. Anyways, we have not overdeveloped ourselves yet. So I think without further ado, let's just jump in. Let's lay out our road network for our communist era housing blocks, and mix up our British and Eastern European styles. It's just like me, isn't it? We're also going to lay down some roads going up this mountain, because I want to plan for internet service. I want to put this telecom mast up in here so that we have a good signal, because we spend those points anyway, so it's about time, isn't it? We're just gonna have to work with flattening some terrain here and there, working with the mountain. I don't wanna ruin it too much, because it's such a beautiful mountain. Whoever made this map did such an amazing job. So kudos to you if you ever see this by any chance. But yeah, let's get to it. Let's do it. Let's go. Bada bim, bada boom. Here we are. We have laid down our network for our Soviet era blocks. I was experimenting with different road layouts, to be honest, because I kind of thought about getting something a little bit more organic. But then I remember, like, I like aligning these blocks into like a line of blocks, so you have like this endless straight line of Soviet era blocks that just kind of oppress you from down below. And yeah, we ended up with a grid, which honestly, my grandma lives in one of those, and it's a pretty grid-like estate. So if my grandma lives in one of those, it's real. It exists. We are departing from the UK team a little bit here. It might change a little bit, obviously, because we are going to be introducing a lot of playgrounds, a lot of kind of like green spaces and stuff, and walking spaces. But I just kind of wanted to have one basic grid laid down, so I can maneuver around it. And then obviously we have a couple of different exits into the national road that connects the two other towns. So yeah, let's start placing down our buildings, let's start decorating, and let's see where this takes us. Intermittent Luna here. Hi guys. So this is how it's coming along. It's not done yet. I still have a bunch of detailing to do, but we've run into issues. As you can see, probably there's loads of ambulance requests, and there is also an awful traffic. I've been trying to solve it. Like, I added this little lane here, but look, there's a line of cars. Oh, oops. Line of cars all the way over here. Oh my god. No, I have to do something about it. I literally have to do something. Like, it cannot be like this. And then here as well, like, I tried to add things. Okay, this is the one I added, and then here I added another lane just to kind of like help the cars get in. But look, this line of cars, it goes on and on and on and on and on. So yeah, I'm in deep shit. Basically. I want to change a little bit the highway. Basically, I do want to sunk this entire highway, like from here all the way till at least here. So I want to do that. That means that probably I need to do a little revamp of the intersections here. I'm probably gonna have to do a revamp of the intersection here, and I think it's the best time to do it now while I don't have so many so many parts and components to it yet. So if I'm gonna do it, it's probably now the time to do it. I'm probably gonna move it. I remember briefly from watching like other YouTubers who do city skylines. That's so weird. See, like, sometimes I get out of focus and I see these blocks kind of like leaning sideways a little bit, and I get worried that something happened. Anyways, but I've seen other YouTubers use Move It to like select nodes, and then they do like align to terrain height of a different node. I'm gonna try to do that. Additionally, I think we need to put a hospital because we are reaching like a problematic moment. So I think that maybe this area over here is a good place for like a little hospital crematorium situation. Additionally, I do want to make this particular intersection so that there's gonna be the highway kind of going off that way, because I want the highway to cut through this little island here, providing farther like connection to whatever we'll be building here. I also want to have a road kind of going directly to here, then the road going off here, and then probably a hospital and a crematorium complex here. So yeah, this is the plan at this moment, and I think that I probably have to do it before I even finish decorating this this part. So let's take care of it. Let's first sync the highway. Let's remove these intersections. Let's rethink them completely, and we will check in once that's done. Okie dokie, this has taken longer than I wanted it to take. And I got sidetracked at one stage. You might have seen I've put in this water facility. Since this doesn't fit in with any of the plans that we've made, let's start here. I've expanded our water sewage processing plant because I've noticed that we had a lot of like export on the sewage. So I added these and actually completed the facility the way that I wanted to complete it. So it's sort of like this. You arrive here, yeah? Bear with me. You arrive in, like this, and then a guard checks you in before you proceed inside. So it's like a gated community, but it's not really, it's just props. But we close our eyes, we imagine this is how it works. Bada bim, bada boom, magic happens, this is how it is. And now, here's another gate, added a couple of parking lots. And yeah, this is the water plant, sewage treatment plant facility that we've got. And now we shouldn't have any issues with it. And about the highway, it looks like this, it's fully sunken in. We've got a couple of intersections. So here we've got this big one with the big roundabout. I initially had a road kind of going off the side of the roundabout here, connecting over here, but it's just creating a lot of traffic. I think the AI just doesn't know what to do with it, so I don't think that we should be using the roundabouts in this way, because I'll show you, it's like we have still a bit of a traffic situation over here. Yeah. Definitely a busy roundabout, this one. But now that the people are actually moving in, traffic is sort of flowing. I mean, it does have a tendency to build up a little bit. I'm gonna keep monitoring it and see how it goes, basically. You know, if it becomes too much, then we'll get rid of it. But for now, it seems to be working. I'm also keeping in mind that all these people are still moving in. And here we have the other interchange, which works fine. Kind of sticking to this thematic, like most of interchanges that I've witnessed in Ireland and UK, it's either like a massive roundabout above the highway, or you have these two, like you have one here, and they're connected by a bridge. This seems to be the one that's the most popular one. Whenever in the game I try to do like a single roundabout above the highway, the AI tends to just not really respond to it very well, so I'm using this one. It seems to work a little bit better, so this is what we're going for. And yes, as you guys may see, we have a terrible need for a hospital, so let us spend some points. Hospital unlocked. Bada bim, bada boom, here we go. And that's what we're gonna focus on now. We need a crematorium and we need a hospital. So that's what we're gonna go for. What is this? USA hospital, Jesus. Looks like a pyramid, doesn't it? Urban Medical Center. Oof. Okay, some crazy assets up in here, right? Eastern European Hospital. I like this one. It's 2 million. I don't know if... Oh god. I've never been more tempted to turn off the money. Because I feel like it would look perfect here. Especially it's in the vicinity of the Eastern European Soviet blocks, so it would work really, really well. And as for the crematorium, I sort of want to use this one. I love how quaint it is. 100 a month. This one has a 100 a month. 10 start capacity. Okay. Well, yeah, let's create a medical campus anyways. It's going to be over here. And yeah, I think like that's just the only thing that we need to take care of for our city's most immediate problems. And I think that the Eastern European Hospital is what we're gonna go for. If we have to take a small loan, we take a small loan. but hopefully we can keep up with the money. All right, let's go for it. We have reached a milestone 10. We're a small city now. We have got 1.5 million of simoleons, 14 new milestones points, and 18 tiles. Now we got basically enough to do whatever we want, I think. We also got the Sunset Brewery. And yeah, so this is the progress. I kind of got lost again. I added the internet tower here. It is sort of like meandering road going downhill. It was labor intense to get that done. Also, the traffic here was a little bit crazy, so I decided to split the two roads. I added an extra entrance to this little highway that goes off to this part of town and goes directly into the neighborhood, but doesn't cut through the roundabout, so that we have limited amounts of cars coming in from every side. And I think that kind of calms things down. We still have pretty much intense traffic over here, and it is just what it is. I think it's with time, it's just going to stabilize itself. We just have to be patient with it and see how it goes. If it doesn't, I'll deal with it. Hospital-wise, the hospital is here. I will add more stuff over here. Probably some blocks, maybe like shorter ones. Let's see. But yeah, this is the hospital. I actually really love this asset. I think it's just so pretty. I added this parking lot that created a lot of traffic as well. Yeah, and we have the crematorium. So I wanted to have a bigger asset for the crematorium. I think it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb in here, but sure, look. I mean, what can we do, right? We will be expanding this area with something, not sure what yet. So we're just gonna leave it open, and then who knows, the idea might strike, right? So this is where we are at now, and the next final bit before we wrap up for today is just the detailing. That's what I started doing now. We are gonna detail all of these houses. Oh, I didn't look at the building level. Oh crap. Oh. Well, I guess that's fine. Yeah, cool. This is where we are at. We are making money. We're not losing money, which is good. We've got all the services. Everything works. Yeah. that's it. Let's just decorate and let's wrap it up. Okay, my friends, a quick intermittent Luna here again. I was decorating away, I let the simulation run, and we run into a major issue. There's a couple of things like, as I'm creating the city, I sometimes I make things that I'm not 100% happy with, and there's some things that I kind of put in there as a placeholder. I'm like, okay, when I get there, maybe the context of whatever I'll be building afterwards will give me an idea. So, it's a creative process, but there's a couple of things I wasn't fully happy with, but I just decided to put it in there for either functionality or for lack of other choice or other inspiration, namely this bridge here. Like, I'm not 100% happy with it. I just put it because it worked, and also that I couldn't really connect this highway in another way. Now we have a massive traffic jam here, and this is the only really meeting point of the roads between Brightwater and this new huge estate that we've built that is very busy. There's a couple hundred people living here. I think like there's 135 people living just in this block alone. So I think there's probably more than 1,000 people living in this huge estate, and that means that we need to create a better access for roads. So what we're gonna do is something I kind of wanted to do it. I just wanted to leave it to another episode. I'm just going to ram this in here. So popping in here, there's gonna be a lot of editing magic in this episode because I'm trying to keep those episodes to 40 minutes, but this is probably gonna be one of the longer ones. Another thing, I don't like this bridge. I put it in there because I wanted to have a connection, but I was just like, oh, I don't like it. So now what we're gonna do is that we need a better connection with Brightwater. I think that the best option we have is to do a little bit of terraforming and link this roundabout with this roundabout. So that's what we're gonna do. Then we're gonna see how the traffic rolls. If we need to create another one between this one and this one, I might. It would probably require of me to build a tunnel. Don't know how I feel about it, but I will do what I have to do. So let's try with creating an option here. And also I'm gonna remove this bridge, work a little bit harder with these intersections. Probably I'm gonna cul-de-sac the road here, and I'm just gonna link this to the roundabout here because it's not massively busy now, and then we're gonna see how it behaves once we do that. And over here, sad news, this is gonna be redeveloped. Birdsong Lane is up for debate at this moment, so I think that this lower part of Birdsong Lane has to go. I'm gonna redo this estate. Potentially the entire estate has to go, because I need to have a better infrastructure in place. I need to have a better link into the highway. I need to have a better strategy for this side. So things have to happen. I don't have the space for it with Birdsong Lane just being right here. So it's going to be redone. I might merge the top side of Birdsong Lane with Birdsong Heights and create like a larger uniform estate here. But just like roll with me here. Let's take it away on the fast forward track. And let's see what I can come up with. And here we are. Our estates are done, detailed and named. Everything is complete. And look, it's not perfect. We do get a little bit of traffic here and there. It's still happening. We might address those issues in the future episodes, but I feel like this has gone long enough. So we are going to run with our conclusions. So we've built this gigantic estate, and honestly, like, I think it took me more than a week to get this whole thing sorted, because there was a lot of management as well, with like the roads, the traffic, just redoing all the infrastructure. I was aware I had to offer another entry point like we did here with this highway exit. I wanted to sunk the highways, which we did at the beginning of the episode. Here I added these bridges kind of like for reference for how this is going to be expanding into the city that we will be building on this site. For now, I think like a lot of traffic that is being generated is because all the opportunities like jobs and entertainment and stuff like that, everything happens kind of here in Brightwater. It's the main hub for everything, which is why a lot of people will be crossing this road. You see, like, there's loads of people walking up and down this road. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's probably going to reduce a little bit once we actually have the main bulk of the city built over here, which is why, like, I don't want to change too much. I think like we have enough connections, like the traffic, like, it picks up here and there, but then it kind of quiets down. So I think it's just like rush hours, which I'm okay to tolerate for the time being. Here we've built a Green Meadows estate. This is the low rent residential estates. I kind of thought that it's a nice transition point between like this Soviet era communist blocks over there and these British style low residential housing estates. So I was like, how else than to include these French assets? But honestly, I like these, to me, could be UK styled. Like, I definitely seen loads and loads of buildings like this all around Ireland and Britain. So this is the low residential place. You see, like, it's a little bit downtrodden, it's a little bit dirty, but still we're offering nice amenities for the community. And yeah, and then we've built this park here. I had just this awkward green space. So I thought, why not separate the bulk of the like high-rise, high-density housing and the low-rent housing with nice green space. So we've given them a skate park, some corner shops, some kind of like pavilions to walk through, this park cafe restaurant, or cafe that is here. I think that looks very nice. And then we've got like a neighborhood gym and obviously a playground. And then here is like a service point for all the estates that we've built, because it actually ended up being a lot of accommodation for people. So we've got a small police station just to accommodate for their needs, because I saw that the crime was on the rise. I see like we still have the high crime risk at -2, but it's going down, because it was at like 6 or 8 points at one stage, and I said that most of these houses were not covered, so I put that in there. We have the community firehouse, again servicing all these estates here, and we have the Eastern European Post Office just for all their postal needs. We have it here. And Then on the actual estates, like I feel they kind of divide into three parts really, even though I just included two estates per se. So one is the friendship estates, and again, naming them, I kind of reference a lot of these kind of like Soviet time names for estates like that. When they were being built, they were meant to represent the unity of the people, which is obviously a lie. Like most communist countries will tell you, like they were just like putting up this facade of like united people living together under communism, but it was really not. But when these blocks were being built, they were kind of named to further that idea of the unity of the people under the communist regimes. So names like friendship estates or joy estates were meant to evoke the satisfaction and the togetherness of the people under the regime. So that's what I'm going for, just to kind of like give a little nod to history here. But the estate's kind of divided into three parts. So we've got the joy estates. I feel like that's one of its parts. Here we have the communal parking lot where all the people who live here kind of come to park. They have a little shop as well where they can get their daily needs. They have some park amenities, so like these little corridor parks. Then we've got a basketball court. Now we've got like bigger places here, and I really like them. And I left like a couple of buildings like here, this row. I let them develop on their own, and they're already level 5. The other ones, I locked them because I just want to have a variety of buildings. I don't want all of them to look so modern. I do want to have a little bit of that communist nostalgia in there. Here under the bridge, we've risen the highway. We've offered a one-way exit into Brightwater, in here, and then also an exit from the estates. Into Brightwater, which honestly I think it looks pretty cool. Like there's a little bit of like a hard cliffside on this side, but it's fine. Then we've got some more corner shops. So I just wanted to make sure that each community kind of has its own place to park, somewhere to shop, entertainment spots, parks, and all that kind of stuff. And I added some like handmade playgrounds and stuff like that, and little green spaces and corners. Obviously they're not usable, but I just wanted to include them kind of like an extra, because you would see a lot of spaces like that around blocks, such as these ones here. You have a little football field, this kind of like asymmetrically assembled goalposts, and I use like all the decals and stuff like that. So this is one. Then the next one is like this side, I would say, of the friendship estates. That's the main bulk of it. And again, we have the parking lot. We have a little corner shop. We have some sporting venues. We've got parks. We've got green spaces. We've got community lots. This one is a little bit less detailed, like you see over there. You would have like some plazas and stuff like that, so you would maybe assume that it's a more richer place, like more richer people live there. Here it's a little bit more fundamental, and again you would have these kind of differences between the different estates. At least where I lived when I was a kid growing up in Poland, we had a lot of differences between the different types of the estates depending on how much income people in them had. But again, like I still try to decorate a lot with like green spaces and trees and stuff like that, and little playgrounds and all that kind of stuff. And then we have the other part that's like here. That is the part where the supermarket is, with the various different shops. I use Japanese assets here, but I think that they really blend in well. Like you have this little corner with some shopping venues that services both the Green Meadows and the Friendship Estates. Then you have the service station as well, with all the like police, fire, post services. And then I added an extra parking lot here because I just realized that people were really short for parking in our town. So yeah, this is what we've done. And also at the very end here is the hospital. So in the end it ended up looking like this. I upgraded this road here. We had a lot of problem with traffic on this road. This road has undergone, I think, 3 different evolutions in this episode alone. But I think I got it to a point where it's actually functioning. So I started playing with these little decals. I'm thinking to upgrade all the other roads to having such decals on the roads. I think that would be really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna think about it, and if I have free time, I will do it. But for today, we're gonna just deal with this road being detailed, the others not. Then I added these pedestrian bridges, one here, another one here, and then on this side I can just cross the road. It's not a very busy road. If the need arises, I will join them all together. And here is the hospital, it's the Eastern European hospital that's managing our health needs, which I think it's doing a pretty good job. I haven't seen people complaining too much. Anytime that like a hearse or a health emergency comes up, it gets addressed pretty quickly. And then we obviously have the crematorium here. It's using its full efficiency. It's not very detailed here because I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with the rest of the space. So I just kind of wanted to leave it because running short of time. And here as well, we're gonna include something. I do think that we're gonna have to include a high school or something like that. So we're gonna do that in the next episode. And here, obviously, we have the big crossroad. I have to take away a lane here, I feel, because initially this road here connected over here, so I had like the 3 exits. I might change this around a little bit, but I will do that in the next episode because we're already so short for time. Yeah, this is it. Let's do the before and afters. I'll set up a bus route in the meantime, and we'll conclude the episode with the bus ride through our new estates. Let's go.
Thank you.
We conclude this journey with a bus ride through our friendship and joy estates. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you liked this episode. We've done a lot today. Really, really done a lot. I had 24 hours of footage that I had to condense into an hour episode. I have to really learn how to time them correctly next time. But if you liked it, like, subscribe, drop a comment down below, introduce yourself, let me know that you're watching. And I hope that I will see you on the next one. Thank you and bye-bye.